Yeah, good morning, team. So now I will be going to explain you about this SQL tool. Okay, so this is SQL awareness session. So every Sunday there will be awareness session like Power BI, SQL, Zira, and Tableau. So for this Sunday, I will be going to explain you about SQL. Okay. So first of all, I want to just tell you few things like if you have any doubts, you don't text in the middle of that session. Okay, you just note down your doubts. Okay, you just note down your doubts in a book and you can text me later like when the session is ended. So I will be going to give a chance for you like to ask the doubts. So at that moment you can ask me the doubts and I will be going to clarify each and every doubt. Okay, so this is a small request from my side. So if you have any thing like doubt or something else if you want to ask, so you just note down it and you just ask me at the end of this session. I will be going to give a chance to ask the doubts. Okay, so so now I will be going to tell you about SQL. So this SQL, first of all I just want to introduce you about BA. Okay, so the BA, he will be going to act as a key role in the organization, right? So he will be going to act as a bridge between the organization and the client people, right? So whatever the organization is there, so he will be going to support that organization and he will be going to work for that organization and he will be going to deal whatever the client required. Okay, so if the client want anything, if the client wants anything like if he want to change anything or something else, like he want to develop or enhance that application, so he will be going to take responsible, that BA will be going to take responsible for that and he will be going to make changes, and whatever the requirement given by the client people, they will be going to go for this analyzing, gathering, analyzing and all those things, and he will be like telling to the technical team. Like technical team means developers, testing team, and all the team. He will be coordinate with them, and he will be making that enhancement or whatever the changes given by the client in a successful way, and the project will be completed in a successful way by the help of business analyst only. He will be playing key role in this process. Okay, so why this SQL is needed for BA? Okay, why this SQL is needed for BA and how SQL will be partnering to this BA? So SQL is a structured query language. Okay, SQL is a structured query language, and here business analyst, he will be going to use this SQL for few things like retrieving the data. So I want to give one example for you. Okay, so the example is nothing but just like we will be discussing about this school. Okay, so the school, like nowadays the schools and colleges, like all the things are becoming online only, right? So the whatever the children's, like when we are in this school stage, like 10 years back or else 8 years back, so the whatever the record of that student, like record means like attendance and the mark sheets and all the things, whatever the student details will be filled in one book, or else they will be having one registration book for the students who have registered, right? And the student marks details in one sheet, right? And they will be going to like place all the things, like they will be going to do manually, they like all the things, and they will be going to write down about that marks and or like whatever the attendance of that student, right? So if they want to take out any student details, they need to search for that, right? So they need to search for that in that book and they will be going to take out whatever the details they require. So think about this parents teachers meeting, or else it's like one parent came to the school. Okay, so one parent came to the school to know their kid progress. Okay, so in this scenario, like he will be going to directly meet that principal of that school, and he will be going to ask about the progress of that his kid and his child. So in this scenario, the whatever the details asked by the parent, the principal should be provided, and he will be going to like tell about the student, right? like whatever the attendance and whatever the marks is scored, and all the things like details. So all will be going to like informed by this principal. So in this scenario, the principal will be going to tell this attendee, right? So the attender will be going to that the class teacher, and he will be going to ask about the student attendance. Okay, if for example the student belongs to eighth class, so he will be going to eighth class, like class teacher. Like in eighth class also there will be like sections: A section, B section, C section. So if he belongs to A section, he will be going to that A section class teacher, and he will be going to ask about attendance book, registration, like report book, and the other personal details book, right? So he will be going to take those books from that whatever the class teacher of that eighth class like A section, and he will be going to give this three books records to that principal, and he will be going to check like a student name, and he will be going to tell about all the things to his parents. Okay, so this is the process of retrieving the data. Like retrieving the data means like he is searching for the data, and he is providing, the principal is searching for the data and he is providing to the whatever the parent who comes to that school, right? So in this scenario, SQL will be going to help in the IT software industries. Okay, so how means like we will be discussing about like banking. Okay, so these banks, they are using your product. So you are working in one company, and your company is product based company, and this product based company, they are providing the product like application to the banks. Okay, in that application, all the details of whoever registered to that bank, okay, whoever opened that bank account in that bank, like let's discuss about something bank like Indian bank, like we are having any Indian banks, like, so we will be discussing about this SBI only, right? So in this SBI, like they are taking this product, okay, and this application they are using, like the application belongs to your organization, and whatever the details of each and every customer, like transaction, all the things are there with SBI, right? So in this scenario, the SBI, so the bank manager, he will be going to use your application, and he will be checking all the details, like who are open this account and all those things. So you this in this scenario, your application is used by the bank, and here the bank, they want to retrieve one data of one customer. So what will be going to happen if the application, okay, if he can't search for that bank details, okay, he will be going to call to your organization, right? So because they are using your application, so you are the key point, like key communication person in your organization, because you are a BA. So he will be going to contact to BA, and as a BA, what you will be going to do, like already all the data will be going to stored in your databases. Okay, and he will be going to ask about the customer's details, and you as a business analyst, like every time you will be not going for the technical team and asking for retrieve this data, I want this data, means they will be not going to do. So just we are going to maintain. Okay, so after completion of total application, we will be going to give maintenance to them. So in this scenario, the technical team will be not going to help here. As a business analyst, you need to take responsible, and you need to retrieve the data, whatever the data is there in that like database. Okay, so this is how the SQL is going to be used as a business analyst for retrieving the data. Okay, so if any people, any client asked about any data, so you need to know how to select the database, right? And how to retrieve the data from the database, from the table. Okay, so here, like I will be going to explain each and everything. So as a beginner, we need to know about the creation of data and deletion of data and updating the data, like that. Okay, so I will be going to explain each and every part of SQL, like what are required for you and what is required for the business analyst. Okay, so coming to this SQL, so SQL is stands for structured query language. Okay, so SQL is a structured query language, and if anyone asked about you, SQL is a language or database, you need to answer it as SQL is a language. It is not a database. Okay. So you need to answer like SQL means structured query language. Okay. So it is used to create the databases, but not a database. It is a language where we can use that language to creating the databases and tables. Okay. And SQL, it becomes standard of the American National Standards Institute, like ANSI in 1986, and ISO, International Organization for Standardization, in 1987. Okay. So like previously I told you about like how this SQL is used and related to business analyst, right? So like for retrieving the data, okay, for retrieving the data, mostly this SQL will be going to use. So I gave you one example about like banking, right? So that that is the way we will be going to use SQL for retrieving whatever the client required. Okay. So this SQL. So now I'll be going to tell you about this SSMS. Okay. So this SSMS is nothing but SQL Server Machine Learning System. Okay. This system, or else we can call it as SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. So this is a tool which is used by the companies for retrieving the data, for creating the data, and for storing the databases. Okay. So this SQL, like SSMS is a tool where we will be going to write the queries and creating the data tables, okay, and databases. Okay. So when we are going into the tool, I will be going to explain you about more in detail, like how we will be going to use this SSMS. Okay. And coming to this SQL terminologies. So in this SQL terminology, database. Okay. What is database means? Database is an organized collection of data. Okay. So organized collection of data means like nothing but, so in your system, okay, all of you will be having like laptops, PCs, right? So in your system, you will be going to create one folder, okay, like about your resume part. Okay. So you will be for applying jobs, or else for learning any courses. Like for example, you are learning this BA courses only. So you will be creating one folder, right? So this folder name you will be mentioning that as BA Business Analyst Concepts. So in this folder, you will be going to prepare the documentations and you will be inserting into that folder only. Okay. So like if you want to go through your business analyst concepts, then what you will be going to do? Directly you will be going to that folder and you will be like looking into that like what are the concepts you have inserted into that folder, right? So if you did not created any folder, think as you did not created any kind of folder, and now what you will be going to do? You will be going to search for that whatever the document that concept is about. For like let's think about this SDLC. So this, you think about SDLC. Okay. So just a minute. Yeah. So let's think about SDLC concept. So you prepared one documentation of about SDLC concept. Okay, software development life cycle. So you have inserted into this folder, right? So if you inserted into this folder, directly you will be going to that BA concepts folder, and you will be going going through that SDLC, and you will be getting some knowledge about SDLC if you want to learn about SDLC. Or else if you did not created any folder, directly you have prepared that documentation, and you have inserted into this, saved that document into that files. So in this scenario, you need to search for that. Okay. So like why to search that? So if you placed in a organized way, whatever the data, whatever the folders you have placed in a organized way, documentation, so then you can go through that folder and you will be going to retrieve, like you will be going to use that when you want, right? So this is what about database. And data, like in this database, what is mean by data means like collection of objects. Like collection of objects means like we can call it as like you think as one Word document. So in that Word document, what you will be going to mention about one topic. You will be going to mention about the topic like we previously we discussed about SDLC. So you will be keeping like you will be creating one folder one documentation, Word documentation, and in that Word documentation, you will be going to write down about SDLC, like SDLC means software development lifecycle, and detail about SDLC, what are the methodologies and models are there. You will be going to write down each and everything over there, right? So like that, the data means whatever you have written in that folder, it is known as data. And whatever the documentations you have created, you have placed in one bulk amount together, that will be known as database. So you have 10 documents that you have placed in one folder, that folder will be going to act as a database. Okay, and in the documents, whatever you have mentioned, that will be going to be data. Okay, so this is how you will be going to use this databases, and this is the purpose of databases, and this is what about data, right? So there are two types of databases are there. One is database management system, and another one is relational database management system. Okay, so I will be going to explain you about DBMS and RDBMS like in next slide. Okay, so here you can see about DBMS and RDBMS. So DBMS is a application stored data as files. So like DBMS is database management system. It will be going to store the data into the files. Okay. So now you prepared the documents, right? So that will be comes under DBMS. Okay. So RDBMS, relational database management system. This will be going to store the data in a tabular format. Okay, like previously we have discussed about school, right? So if that records are converted into Excel sheets, or else they are stored in a tabular form in the system, though it will be becoming as a RDBMS. So whatever the data it is stored in a file, it will be going to be as a DBMS, and whatever the data is stored in a tabular form, it will be act as a it will be going to known as a RDBMS. Okay, so this DBMS will be going to store the hierarchical form. Like hierarchical form means like parent child, like one folder. If you open one folder, then you will be going to have di different kind of documents, right? So like 10 documents are there in one folder, and in that documents also, if you click on that document, so in that also there are so many topics you have mentioned there. So you can go through that each and every topic. So like parent and child. So I will be going to explain in detail for the next time. Like not the next slide we'll be going to I will be going to explain each and every this hierarchical. There are few data models. And coming to this RDBMS, it is stored in a tabular form, right? So in the name itself, relational database management system. So here there will be relational between there will be relation between two tabular forms. Like for example, you have created one table and about that student, and the other one is about one is about student details and another one is about student attendance. So these two tables will be going to related with each other by using primary key. Okay. So this also I will be going to explain in the next slide, like what is this primary key? Like primary key is nothing but like a unique key. So in detail, I will be going to explain in the next slides. Okay. And this DBMS will be not having any kind of relation between the tables and all the things. Just it will be having the files. We will be going through that files, whereas it has relationship between each and every file sorry, tabular format file which we have stored. Okay, and this DBMS, it will be going to used for small organizations, like it will be going to deal with small kind of data, and here only the single user will be going to use. Like for example, I will give one real-time example. So you have one PC, like it belongs to you only, right? So this PC, in your PC, you will be having files and folders about your personal details. So that whatever the PC is there, that belongs to you, and the data which you have stored it, that belongs to you. That I cannot retrieve by using my PC, right? I can't use your details and your documents in my PC because it belongs to your PC only. Whereas in RDBMS, it will be handling large amount of data, and it will be going to support multiple users. Okay, like how means, so here there will be a server. Okay, like for example, we'll be having SQL server. So SQL is different and SQL is server is different. So in this server means we will be going to store n number of databases. Okay, so in this server, like we will be going to store n number of databases, and in this, by using this server, we will be going to retrieve whatever the database which we are required. Okay, this server is different, and whatever your system, like this is other thing, like you belongs to you only. But whereas the server, we will be going to use, like like whatever the server provides, like multiple users can going to use that server. For example, Google is there. So this Google is a server where multiple users can ask anything to Google, and Google will be providing whatever we have entered in that, whatever the prompt we have given to that Google. Okay, so think like Google will be the server, and Google will be going to used by many users. Whereas you think this DBMS, so it is only single user that belongs to you only, and you think as your PC, your laptop. There you are the only person can use, or else if you give the access to, like you will be keeping these passwords for your laptops, right? So if your brother or siblings, they knows about your password, then they can use it, right? But belongs to only one user, and one user can be used by that whatever the folder. And whereas here the server, it has large amount of data, and it will be going to use by many users. Okay, so this is what about DBMS and RDBMS. And coming to this CRUD operation, so these are the fundamentals of SQLs. And fundamentals of SQL means CRUD. CRUD is nothing but create, read, update, and delete. Okay, so these are the four fundamentals are there in SQL, which are done by the technical team and business analyst. Like here, we will be going to use only this read option. Okay, here you can see this read option, right? So we will be going to use only read. That read means we will be going to retrieve the data from the databases. That's it. And C means create, U means update, and D means delete. These three tasks are done by the technical team. Okay, they will be creating the databases, and they will be storing the tables and whatever the databases, and they will be going to update if they need, and if they want to delete, they will be going to delete. Okay, so this is what about CRUD. Okay, and here in this CRUD, only R will be belongs to business analyst. He have only authority to retrieve the data, but he can't change the data. Okay, he will be not going to change any kind of data, and he will be going to retrieve the data. He will be not going to create, or he will be not going to get access for deletion of the data. Just he will be going to retrieve whatever the data is there in that. Okay, and coming to this SQL executions. So for what purpose it is SQL means, like we can create the data, we can update the data, we can create the tables, right? We can create new databases, and we will be going to insert the records into the databases, and we will be going to store the tables and whatever the details into that database. So like that, these are all are can be done by the SQL, by using SQL. Okay, and coming to this data models. So I told you about data models, right? So in this data models, so data model is nothing but how the data is stored, like how the structure it is. Okay, so there are four kind of data models are there, like hierarchical data model, network data model, and entity relationship data model, and here relational data model. Okay, these are the four data models are there in SQL. So when it comes to hierarchical, so hierarchical means I told you like parent child relation. So this is what about one document. Okay, so this is one document, and in that document, like for example, this you think as this is a folder, and in this folder there are two documents. Okay, one is about student attendance and one is about student marks. Okay, and here in the student attendance there will be like each and every class student, like there are 10 classes, right, in that school. So in this attendance there will be like 10 subchild things, like 10 means like first class, second class, third class, like that 10 subchild will be. And here like in student marks also, like first class, second class, like that 10 subchilds will be there. So in this case, so it will be going to act as a parent child relation. Okay, so this is what about like hierarchical. And coming to this network data model, so this network data model, like for each and every record it will be going to have some relation. Okay, for example, here I say that student details will be going to there in this, like student attendance will be, and student details it will be. So like student details with student name and student attendance with student name. So whatever the student name is there, it will be going to related to each and every record. Okay, so whatever the files we have stored, it will be going to related to each and every file. Okay, whatever the record. So you think as this is a student name. Okay, with this student name, so we can retrieve the data of student marks, student address, student father name. Okay, and student attendance. So it will be going to relate it to each and everything. That is what about network data model. And coming to this entity relationship model. So in this entity relationship model, we will be going to show how the entities are related and how, what are the attributes are there for that entity. Okay, so coming to this entity relationship model, here you think this is one entity, and there in this entity we will be having n number of attributes, and it is related to another entity. Okay, so for example, student details. So for student details, what we will be going to have attributes means student name and student roll number and student admission number, and then student address, student father name, like that. It is related to student marks. Okay, in this marks, like in maths how many marks he scored, and physics, and then Telugu, social, English, like that. So these are the attributes. Subject names and the marks are attributes, and this entity is related to this entity. Okay, so this is how about ER diagram. Okay, and coming to this relational data model. Okay, so this relational data model is nothing but, so we will be going to discuss about the primary key and foreign key. Okay, so what is this primary key and foreign key is I will be going to explain in detail. Okay, so here you can find out the customer, okay, and the orders. So this customer will be going to place an order, right? So here you have the customer data table. Okay, this customer ID, name and email, and this customer ID, it is going to stored as a primary key, the unique key. Okay, he will be going to order whatever the products are there. Okay, so the order table, in this order table, the order ID and order data. Okay, and customer ID also there, because the customer ID will be going to act as a foreign key here. So when we want to retrieve any data by using this, so we will be going to check this customer ID, right? And we will be going to retrieve the data of customer name and email, right? So here the primary key is a customer ID, and foreign key will be going to act this customer ID also. It will be going to act here in this, it will be going to store in this order table as a foreign key. Okay, so this is what about relational data model. Okay, by using primary keys and foreign keys, we will be going to show the relation between two tabular datas. Okay. So coming to this data types. So these data types are used for creating the data. Okay. So there are data types like char. Char means character. Like it is characters, like it is a fixed length string. Okay. So this length is about, for example, I will be going to give one this name. For example, we will be going to take this SQL session only. Okay. So in this SQL session, how many characters are there means like SQL. These are three. And SESSION. Okay. Like these are like seven. So here, how much the length of that character means 10, because here you can find out SQL session. So these are 10 characters are there, right? So like that, we will be going to store 10 characters or else n number of characters. How many characters you want, you can store, but it will be going to in a alphabetical way only. So we will be going to use alphabets here, characters, alphabets, or else like something else like this question mark or whatever it is. Okay. And here coming to this varchar. Varchar means it is a combination of variable and the character. For example, here we will be going to store, like we will be going to take one name. So here I can find out this Anup. So Anup. So we will be going to take this Anup, and he has one Instagram ID. Okay, think that he has one Instagram ID. So that Instagram ID will be going to store like Anup1234 or else 2703, like that, right? So in this varchar, we will be going to store like combination of characters and the numbers. Okay. And coming to this int. Int is nothing but integer. We will be going to store only the numerical format. Only the numbers can be stored in the int by using data type int. Okay. And coming to this decimal. So we will be going to use this decimal. Like it is a fixed precision. Like we will be going to store the decimal in this format. Okay. So for example, we can give this salary. Okay. The salary of this one customer or else one employee, how it will be like 25,000. He will be going to earn 25,850.15 or 25, like that. Whatever the number we have, we can give. But here we will be going to store the data, like after point, how many digits it should be also we can give that number. For example, here you can see 10 comma 2, right? So we can store 10 numerical values before that point. Okay. And after that point, we can store only 2. If you give 3 or more than 3, it will be going to store like 3 or 4, like how many characters, like how many numbers you want, you can store here. Okay. Float also in the same way, but it is like a approximate value. We will be going to store only one digit after that number. So here you can 0 0.0 is there, right? So here we will be going to mention like 5. So we can 5 means like 5 numbers, like we can write down 5 numbers before this point. Okay. Here you can store 5 numbers, and after that point, it will be going to store only one numerical value. Okay. So, and next, like date. Okay. So this date will be going to stored in the format of year, month, and day. So for example, today is 20, like 2025, the year, and the month is 11, and then the day is 909. So in that way, we will be going to store the data. Okay. And coming to this time, we will be going to store in hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay. And coming to this date and time, we will be going to store both at a time, like date and combination with the time. So here you can see the year, month, and day, and the hours, minutes, and the seconds. Okay. So this is how we will be going to use the data types. So if you want to take a snap of this, you can take the snap. Okay. And coming to this sub languages. Okay. So sub languages of SQL. So these are most important. By using these sub languages only, we will be going to retrieve, or else we will be going to create and all these things. Okay, I will be going to show each and everything for you. Here you can see this DDL and DML and DQL and DCL and TCL. These are the 5 sub languages of SQL. Okay, so I will be going to explain each and every language, like for what purpose it is used and how we will be going to use. Okay, so for now I will be going to explain about DDL. So this DDL, data definition language, so it is used to modify the databases. Okay, and the tables, for creating the tables, and we will be going to modify the tables, and we will be going to drop or truncate the tables. Okay, so here these are the commands we will be going to use. Okay, create, alter, drop, truncate, and rename. Okay, so create command is used for creating new tables and the databases. So like how we will be going to use these commands also, I will be going to explain when we are going to use the tool. I will be going to show in detail. Okay, and alter will be going to use for adding the data to the existing tables. Okay, and drop will be going to delete table or database. Okay, and truncate it will be going to delete like all the records but not the table. Okay, and rename will be going to used for whatever the rename, we if we want to rename that table, we will be going to rename by using this. Okay, and coming to this data manipulation language. So this data manipulation language is used to manipulate the data. Okay, manipulating the data is nothing but insert, update, and delete. Like we will be going to manipulate like inserting the data and updating the data and deleting the data. So insert command will be going to use for inserting new tables, new data. Okay, and coming to this update, we will be going to modify the table. Okay, we will be going to modify the tables by inserting few data into it. Okay, whatever the existing data is there, already we have inserted into the table, we will be going to change, like we will be going to update that. And coming to this delete, we will be going to delete the records or else table which we have created. Okay, and coming to this DQL. So this DQL is used as a query language. Okay, DQL is data query language and it is used to query the data from the databases. Query means we will be going to write down a query, and here we will be going to use select command. Okay, so this select command is used for retrieving the data. So if this is the most important thing for a business analyst, like you need to know how to retrieve the data, so we will be going to use this select. Okay, so see, like in the initial, whatever the initial class begins, I told you to, like whatever the doubts you have, you just write down in your book and I will be giving a chance for you, then you can ask the doubts. So please, if you have any doubts, you can write down in your book, and at end of this session I will be going to give each and every person a chance to ask the doubt. You can ask the doubts. Okay, so if you are coming with this chats, okay, So it will be going to like disturb this whatever I am explaining to the other people. Okay, the flow will be going to disturb. Okay, so please, I'm requesting you, whatever the doubts you are having, you just write down in your book, and at the end of the session you can ask that doubt. Okay, so this DQL, okay, this data query language will be going to use to write the query, and here we will be going to use select command for retrieving the data. Okay, so these three are most important for the business analyst. You need to know about DDL, DML, and DQL. Okay, and these are mostly used by the developers team. So like DCL means data control language. Here we will be going to give the access or permissions. Okay, this belongs to technical team. They will be going to use commands like grant and revoke. Grant will gives the permission to the user, and revoke means it will be removes the permissions. Okay, and coming to this TCL. So in this TCL, like transition control language. So we'll be going to use for this, like usually this will be going to happen after DML operations. Okay, like we will be going to use few command like commands like commit, rollback, save point, and the set transition. These are the commands we will be going to use for transition of that whatever the data is there. So commit is nothing but it will be going to save all the changes whatever you have made during the transition, and rollback it will be going to change if any error occurs. Okay, it will be going to do like it will be not going to do any if you are want to change any data. So it is like you have entered in a wrong way, the command you have entered in a wrong way, so it will be going to change whatever the changes if you want to do, it will be going to roll back it will be not going to change. And save point, it will be going to set a save point for partially rollbacks, like whatever the save like you want to save that, right? So it will be going to set a save point for that, and it will be going to save like it will be going to save as a partially. Okay, and set transition it will be going to named as transition, not always used for this. Okay, not this transition will be not going to use always, just only this transition means that there will be having so much of things like it will be going to use by the technical team only. As a business analyst we will be not going to know about this transition on all those things. Okay, so here you can find out this DCL and TCL, it is not so useful for business analyst. These three things like DQL, DML, and DDL. These are the three languages we will be going to use. I will be going to explain these three languages like I will be going to use these commands, and I will be going to explain in the tool. Okay, and now coming to the slides. Okay, so here tables in SQL, like how we will be going to store tables in SQL. So here the row will be called as a record. Okay, these are the rows, and columns will be going to called as fields. ID, name, and this state, pin code, this will be comes under columns. This whatever the records we have created like Will Smith, Shane Smith, and this Christiana Alexandra, it will be comes under rows. Okay, these 1 2 3 4 are rows, and these are the columns. Okay, and here we will be going to use a unique key identification for the table rows and columns. Okay, we will be going to use primary key for each and every table which we have created. Okay, so like what is primary key means a unique key value. Here you can see one example they have given. So here consider this as a item. Okay, these are the products. So this whole thing is about one shopping cart. Okay, like you think this as a like nowadays we will be going to shop in online, right? So how the customers like how this shopping application will be going to store the data means, so they will be going to store the data like item table. So in this item table whatever the items are there, so this is a electrical shop, you think this as a you can go and buy like this electrical devices like camera, memory card, and headphones. Okay, so these are the item table, this is item table, and these are the three items are there, and here item ID, name, and the description, these are the columns, and these three are the rows. Okay, so three are the fields, and these three are the records. Okay, so the record one is about camera, and the description you can find 64 MB. And the second record is about memory card and 128 GB, and headphones is a third record. It has high bass. Okay, and coming to this key, primary key. Okay, this is a unique one, and we have set item ID as a primary key in the item table. Okay, and coming to this customer, this is a customer table, and these are the customer details. Okay, so here the ID will be going to act as a primary key, and these are the records we have filled as a customer table. So the Will Smith, Sean Smith, and Christiana and Alexandra, these people are the customers. Okay, and this is a customer table, and we have fields like ID, name, state, city, and pin. Okay, and by using this two, okay, this will be parent tables. Okay, item will be a parent table, and customer data table also will be going to as a parent table. By using these two, we will be going to prepare a sales table. Okay, so in this sales table, we will be going to use a primary key as a sales ID. Sale ID will be going to act as a primary key, and item ID, we will be going to take this item ID from the item table. Okay, so here I will be going to show you. Okay, this item ID is there, right? So this item ID will be going to store as item ID in the sales table. Okay, and coming to this ID in the customer table, this ID will be going to stored as a foreign key in the as a customer ID, and this item ID will be going to act as a foreign key as item ID in the sales table. By using this, we will be going to create this table. So here the sales table will be like this. So for example, here you can see this sales one. Okay, so the item ID. So how we will be going to know this item ID means, we will be going to see this item ID. So item ID 1 means camera. Okay, and here you can see customer ID. So this customer ID acting as a prime, like a foreign key, and this primary key is here. Okay, the second two means, like here you can go here to this customer ID, and here you can find out this two. This second ID is about Sean Smith. Okay, so this Sean Smith, he buy three cameras. The quantity is about three cameras, and the price is about 90,000. Right? So the next one, sales ID, like sale ID second sale. What it is? Item ID is 2. So the item ID is memory, and here you can see the customer ID is the same Sean Smith. He buy this memory card with 1500 rupees. And coming to this third, here you can find out the item ID is 1 camera, and the customer ID is 1, that is Will Smith. He buys 1 camera, that is price about 30,000. Right? So this is how we will be going to describe the primary keys and foreign keys which are related to each other. So by using this item ID is related to this sales table, and it will be going to act as an item ID. So item underscore ID. So here you can see this item underscore ID is different and item ID is different. So they have named as item underscore ID. It will, this item underscore ID will be going to act as a foreign key. And here in this items table, item ID will be going to as a primary key. In the same way, the customer ID will be going to act as a foreign key here in the sales table, and it will be going to take primary key, like ID is a primary key in the customers table, and customer ID will be going to act as a foreign key here. Okay, so this is how we will be going to store the data tables. Okay, and so this is about SQL screen, like SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so I will be going to show about SQL Server Management. So here we have this COEPD YouTube channel. You just go to COEPD YouTube channel and you search here SQL installation. Just a minute. Okay, you just search for SQL server installation. Here you can find out 6 minutes of video. You just see this video and you just install SSMS. Okay, so I have already have this SSMS, so I will be going to use this SSMS for now. Okay, so here you can see this connect to server. So this is a local server. We don't have any like servers. We did not created any server and we are not connecting to any other servers. Just we are connecting to our own PC. So this is a local server and we'll be going to use this local server only. And here you can see connect. You just click on this connect. Okay. And you have connected with your PC. Okay. So here you can see this object explore. Here you will be going to have the databases and you will be going to create the databases. Okay. If you want to create a database, you just click on this right and you will be getting this new database. You can click on new database. Okay. And you will be getting like write down your database name. So for now, I will be going to use this database name as okay, SQL session 1109. Okay, so today is 11 November. So I am using this 1109 and I'm just clicking on this OK. Okay, so here you can see by double clicking on this, you can see this SQL 1109 is my database. Okay, now I created this database. So in this database, now you created the database and you need to create the tables into it, right? So for creating the tables, in the same way, you just right click of your mouse and here you can see this new query. Okay, by using queries only, we will be going to like create the data tables. Okay, already we have created the database. Now we will be going to create the data tables. Okay, you just click on this new query. Okay, so this is a query window. Okay, this is known as a query window. And here we will be going to write down the queries for creating the tables. Okay, so this is called as query window and we will be going to write down queries to creating the tables, right? And here you can find out the query table, right? So here I will be going to create a table. I just want to create a table. So I like previously we have discussed about this DDL, DML, right? So by using these commands only, I will be going to create the table. Okay, so here you can see this create. So it is used for creating new tables, right? So here you can find out the syntax. So I'll be going to use this syntax. Okay, so I am just copying this syntax. You don't worry about like this documents will be going to provided at the end of this session. You don't worry, you can download it. Okay, I will be going to send these documents for you. Okay, so this is what about the query. So the create table. Okay, and here you can use this. Okay, these are the comment, like we can use this as comments. Okay, so this will be becoming comment. Okay, so we will be going to use slash star and space star and slash. Okay, this is comment. We can write anything in this. Okay, so when we are executing it, so if you want to execute this comment, it will be not going to execute. Actually, it is a comment. Okay, so this is a comments. We can use this comments for like if you have created any data table. Okay, you can use this comments that this database is for student like that. Okay, so now I will be going to use this create table. So now I will be going to create a student details. Okay, so student details. So the table name is student details, and I need to enter the column name, whatever the columns I need to, and like I want to insert into it. So here you can find out student ID. I will be going to use this student ID, and you need to enter the data types. Okay, what data type you want to give. So here already we know that we have data types, right? So character, varchar, and int. So for student ID, what kind of data type we can give? Can you answer me? Anyone? So what kind of data type you can give, like for student ID? Yeah, Krishna. Yeah, thank you for responding. Int, yes. Okay. So I am going to use this int here. Okay, int. And now I just want to create like another column also. That column is about student name. So what kind of data will be going to, what kind of data type will be going to use here? Yeah, char. Yeah, thank you, Vinod and Divyansh. Thank you, Dilip. So char. And here I need to mention like how many characters also. So here you can find out here we have mentioned these characters like 10, right? So in the same way, we will be going to mention these characters like 10 or whatever it is. We can give 20 also, not only like 10. We will be going to give 20 or else 30, whatever it is. Okay. So this is how we will be going to write down to create a table for the student tables. So you need to select this. Okay. If you want to run this command, you need to select that command. And here you can find out this execute. So you just select this execute and you just click on this. So here you will be going to find command completed successfully. And why we are using this SSMS is means for beginners. Okay. If we are entering any wrong things. Okay. So if we have entered this comma here. Okay. And we are entering like student. Okay. Like this we have entered. Okay, so if we are entering in this way, so it will be going to show this error. The definition of column student must include a data type. So it is telling us that you need to include a data type. So it will be going to show the error in a clear way. And we can understand that error, what the error we have done, right? So this is how this SSMS is going to useful for the beginners. Okay, and here you can find out this, right? This commands completed successfully. So this will be called result window. Okay. Whatever the execution part we have done, we will be going to find out in this result window only. Okay. Now you have created the data table. So you need to insert few records into it, right? So you have created the fields name, student ID and the student name. So now you need to insert in few records to it. Okay. For inserting, so here you can find out in the sub languages insert. Okay. The command insert. We will be going to use this command insert into. Okay. So this insert into. What is a table name? Student details. Right. So student details is a table name. And what are the columns we have entered here? Student ID, and the other column is about student name. Okay. So the values, whatever the values you want to give, you can give. So first value is about int. So we need to give the number, numerical values. So you can give like 1. So I am giving 1. And coming to this value to the student name, right? So you can give the student name as I will be going to give Vishnu. Okay. So here I have entered this student. Okay, sorry. Okay, this student. Now I just want to insert these values. So just select this and execute it. So you can find out one row is affected. Means what it means like you have created one record. Okay, you have created one record into the table. Okay, and here now if you want to see that, okay, so you have created, so you want to see the table. Now like how you can see the table means we will be going to use select. Okay, so now I am going to use select. Okay, this star means whatever the records are available in the student details table, it will be going to retrieve all kind of details. Like whatever we have inserted, it will be going to show all kind of details which we have entered. Okay, student from, select from. Okay, student details. Okay, so if you run this here, you can find out the table which we have created. So this is a small table and this is student ID. We have created one and this Vishnu as name. Okay, so this is what about the table creation, and we will be going to see the tables in this way. Okay, now I will be going to show you about these commands also, like how we will be going to update and how we will be going to delete. Okay, and drop, truncate and rename, and this select also. Okay, so this select is used for two kind of things. So I will be going to show you like both the things. Okay, so now I just want to create another table. Okay, so for creating another table, this will be going to use, right? Create table. So now I will be going to use few data types. Okay, so I just want to show you like how we will be going to use this data types. We have these many data types, right? We have used only this int and character. So now I will be going to use this varchar. Okay, and this decimal and date and one time. Okay, and I will be going to create one like 5 to 6 employees data, and I will be going to retrieve the data, like how we will be going to retrieve, and I will be going to show you those things. Okay, so now I just want to create another table. So here you can see create table. Okay, so this table is about employee details. Okay, so what the things we need to mention for employee details? Can you name few? Yeah, employee ID. Yeah, ID, name. Yes. Thank you, Drushti. Chet, Chetna, salary. Yes. Nagamallika. Yeah. Designation process. Department. Yes. So we will be going to use these columns and we need to give the data types also. So for each and every data type, I will be going to use one column. Okay. So here I will be going to use employee ID. And what data type we will be going to use? Int. Right. So in this way, employee name. So here what kind of data type we will be going to use means already we know that char. So I'm using this char. I'm keeping this as 20. Okay. And next, employee email. So for this, what kind of data type we'll be going to use? Yeah, Vinod. Thank you for responding. It is a varchar. Yeah, thank you, Suraj. Okay. So we'll be going to use varchar. Okay. So for this varchar also we need to decide like how many characters and variables we need to. So I'm using this 25. So the email will be mostly like 10 to like 20 characters. So I'm using this. Okay. Thank you, Harminder. And coming to this next, we have mentioned about name and ID and email. So now I will be going to mention about employee salary. Okay. So this will be employee salary will be going to use, yeah, float or decimal. You can use both. Yeah. Thank you for responding, guys. So it makes me like you are listening to this class. So now what we will be going to use for decimal means here you can see like we can use this like how many numbers we can give before that point and how many numbers we can give after that point, right? So I am using this 10 comma 4. Okay. Or else 10 comma 2 is enough. Okay. So here you can see this data type, right? So decimal, we will be going to use this syntax. Okay. And coming to this next, employee date of join. Okay. So for this, what kind of data we can use? Yeah, date, year, month, date. Yes. So here we will be going to use date. Okay. So here you can use date. So I am using this date. So I want to create this table. So this is enough. Like we have used all the things. If you want to add time also, you can add the time. Okay. So I will be going to use this date and time, both the things in the combination better. Okay. We'll be going to use date and time in this way. Yeah. Okay. So now just want to execute it because when we are executing only, we will be getting to know that whether this table is created or not, if we have any errors like that. Okay. So just select that and execute. So the command completed successfully. That means the table is created, right? So now I just want to insert the data into it. So what command we'll be going to use? Insert into. Okay. So I'm going to use this insert into employee details. Okay. So here how we will be going to insert? We need to insert every column, right? So whatever the columns we have created, EMP ID, right? EMP name and EMP email and EMP salary, right? And EMP date of join, right? Now we need to insert the values. So you just by clicking on this insert like values, so we can enter the values. So the first thing is about integer. So we need to enter integer like I will be going to give is ID is about 234. Okay. And the next thing is about name. Okay. I will be going to take this names of these participants only. So I will be going to use this Vinod like that. Okay. Vinod. Okay. And now for this Vinod, what is the salary we will be going to, sorry, what is this email we will be going to enter here? Okay. So the email is about Varchar and we'll be going to insert into this vinod123@gmail.com. Okay. And coming to this next one about salary. So how much salary you will be getting? Like we'll be going to mention about 25,000.25 like that. 23. Okay. And next is about date of join. So we will be going to use date of join like date, time, and like we will be going to use 2025. Okay. And 03 and 22, and the time also we need to mention, right? So 12, I'm using this. Okay. So now we need to insert few more details also, right? So I will be going to insert here few more values of other employees. Okay. So here I will be going to use comma. So other details about other person like 235, and I will be going to use this Naga Mallika. Okay. And here for Naga Mallika, the mail ID. Okay. Okay, I will be going to use this 26,000.545, and this date of join also I will be going to use this, but I will be going to change the date itself. Okay. So I'll be going to change the date like 20 or sorry. Okay. So in the same way, next I will be going to mention about other details. Okay. And here the name I just want to keep as, so this is, we will be keeping this as Alim. Okay. So this Alim, okay, and he will be getting like 27,000.40. Okay. And next is about date of join, right? So I will be using this date of join. Okay. So I will this 1210, and I will be going to use this as 05. Okay. So again, I will be going to use another one also. I will be inserting 4. So it will be going to 425,890. Okay. And this one I will be going to keep as Drusti. Okay. So this Drusti will be having this mail ID, right? And the salary about 25,000.33, and date of join is about 27 and this one 11. Okay, so now I have inserted these many data, like 4 members. So I just want to execute it. Select this and execute it. So here you can find out 4 rows are affected, right? So now I just want to look into this how it is. So how the data table it is. Okay. So what you will be going to do? Can you tell me, anyone, what command we will be going to use here? Yeah, select. Yes, select will be going to use. Okay. Something. Okay. So I mean, I will be going to use this select star from EMP details. Okay. So if I executed this, you can find out the table. So this is how we will be going to create the tables. Okay. Now I will be going to show how we will be going to update. Okay. So now you created this table. So after 1 year, okay, this Drushti, like she got promoted and her salary is like 30K. Okay. So in this scenario, we will be going to update her salary details, right? So what command we will be going to use means this update. Okay. So select this update. Okay. I'm using this update. So what is the table name? Employee details. Okay. And column, set column. Okay. So which column you want to set? EMP salary. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. EMP salary. You want to update it. And the value is 30,000.67. Okay. This where is used for the condition. Where, like, where we need to update it. Where we need to update it in Drustis, right? So here I need to select EMP name, or else we will be selecting this EMP ID. Okay. So the name will be Drushti, like we will be having so many names. So I will be going to select this EMP ID equal to 890. So here you can find out the EMP ID of Drushti is 890. So I will be selecting this 890 and I will be going to execute it. So here you can find out 1 row is affected, right? So now I just want to check whether it is updated or not. So already we have written this command. So I will be going to use this command only. Here you can find out. So here we have mentioned Drushti's salary as 25,000. So, but we have changed, we have updated it, right? So we will be going to, when we are going to update it, it will be going to update the total, like whatever the table, whatever we have mentioned here, right? So if you want to add another column, okay, if you want to add any another column, right? So we will be going to use this alter. Okay. So I will be going to use this alter. Okay. Right. Use this alter. And what is the table name is about? EMP details and add column. What column you want to add means, like I will be going to add login time. Okay. So I will be going to use this login time here, or else suggest any another thing like what we will be going to use. Which column we need to add? Yeah, department. Okay. Thank you, Suraj. So we will be going to use this EMP department. So which department he belongs to as a developer or else testing team like that. So which data type we will be going to use here? Yes, character. Okay. So I'll be going to use 10 characters. Okay. So now I just want to use this and I will be going to execute it. So command successfully completed, right? So that means the whatever the query we have written, it is correct. And now if we are selecting this and if we are executing it, so here you can find out the other column is there. And why? Because this null means we did not enter any values, like we did not enter any records. So if you want to this records, if you want to add few records into this EMP department, so what you will be going to use? N- Now we will be going to use update. Okay. Yeah, update. Yeah, Chetna, like not insert into, we will be going to use update. By using update, we will be going to insert whatever the values are there. Okay. So like I have completed this create alter, right? And now I will be going to use this drop. Okay. Drop is nothing but it will be going to delete the total database or table. So first I will be going to use like uh, or else we will be going to write another command by using select. Okay. So if you want to delete one record, okay. If you want to delete only one record, here we will be going to use alter. Also we can use for removing that one record, or else we can use this delete. Okay. So if you want to delete any record, we will be going to use this delete command. So I want to delete from which table? EMP table. So which record you want to delete? Like record means like total record will be going to delete this total. Okay. So for example, we will be going to delete this Vinod only, right? So delete from employee details where. So Vinith, so like Vinod, he got another opportunity in another company. So he shifted to another company. So now we need to delete this Vinod record. So now I will be going to use this delete from employees tables where. Okay. EMP ID equal to. Okay. What is Vinod ID 3234? Okay. So if we are executing this, okay, one row is affected. And now if you select this and if you executed it, so the Vinod record is deleted. Okay. So this is how we will be going to use delete option. Okay. And coming to this drop. Okay. So if you want to drop total table, we will be going to use drop. So before that, I will be going to use this truncate. So now the company is closed. I just want to delete all the records. So in this scenario, we will be going to use truncate. Okay. So now the company is closed and the employees are not working here. So I will be going to use this table name as EMP details. Okay. So if I execute it, okay, command successfully completed. So can you tell me whether it is deleted these records or else total tables? Anyone knows? Only this record, right? Yes, thank you, Vinod. So when we are selecting this and executing, so whatever the columns, employee ID, the table will be remains same, but whatever the records we have inserted, we want to insert into, it will be going to delete. Okay. If you want to insert again, so again we will be going to select this. Okay. And if we are executing it, so 4 rows are affected, and now we are executing this select from table. Then again that whatever the details are there, it will be coming back, right? So if we are using this truncate, it will be going to delete only the records, but the table remains as same. Okay. If you are selecting this drop, okay, if you want to select this drop means the total table name, like the total table will be going to vanish. Okay. So here you can find out drop table, and if you are executed it, so the command is successfully completed, right? And if you want to select from EMP tables, it will be going to show an error, invalid object name. Okay. So there is no table name called as EMP details. So there is the table, total table is deleted. Okay. So the difference between delete, truncate and drop is, so here this will be going to, this will be going to delete the particular records. Okay. And this command truncate, okay, this will be going to delete this will be going to delete all the records. Okay, whatever the records we have inserted, it will be going to delete. And this one, it will be going to delete total table only. Okay, so whatever the table we have created, it will be going to delete total table. Okay, so this is how we'll be going to use this delete, truncate and drop. Okay, so if you want to rename any table also, you can use this command. Okay, now which table we are having? We have this student tables, right? So the student table is remain same. So if you want to select a student table, then we will be getting this Vishnu and 1. So it is already we have the student table, and this whatever the create employee details table, it is deleted. So now I just want to like rename this student table. Okay, so you can use this command. Okay, so this is about, okay, and I just want to rename it as student details, because here you can see this, I have mentioned it as student. So I just want to rename this as student. Okay. Okay. So if we are executing this, just a minute. sorry. So if we are executing, already we have executed actually. So here it is naming it as no item by the name of student details is there. So that means already it is changed. So now we will be going to use select from student details. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah. So here you can see that the student details, when we are entering the student details, we have renamed it, right? So it shows one and Vishnu. And whereas if you want to execute here, okay, so the student tables, it will be going to show an error, invalid object name, right? So this is how we will be going to rename the student details, and like whatever the data table which we have created, we can use this. Okay, if you want to rename it. Yeah, yeah, Drushti. Like actually, by at the initial stage only, I have created this student details table as student details. Okay, so later on we can change. Like if you want to rename it, we can use this. So that is the reason I have mentioned this student details here, and here I have changed this into student details. If you want to like if you want to change this as employee details also, here you will be going to use this student details, and here you will be going to use this as okay employee details. And if you are executing this, okay, so the changing part is completed. And now if you enter like this emp details, okay, so it will be going to show as employee details. How to bring student details info into employee details? We can't do that. We need to create actually. Okay. So like we can use the joins. Okay. That will be like advanced level of SQL. So those joins will be also there in this. But for now, we will be going to use only few commands. So like I will be going to show like one join also. Okay. So to make understand you. Okay, so I will be going to join two tables. Okay, so already we have created the student details table, right? So in this employee details, right? So this in employee details, we are having the student ID and student name. Okay, so this is one table. Okay, so now I just want to recreate again this. Okay, I just want to recreate this employee details. So I just want to rename this. Already we are having this employee details with this name. So I'm keeping this one employee details one. Okay. I will be going to execute it. So the table is created. Now I will be going to insert it. Okay. I just want to insert. Oh, sorry. Just a minute. I need to change here. Okay. So I just want to insert these details, employee details. So 4 rows are affected. Okay. So I just want to know that whether it is created or not. So yeah, it is created in employee details one, right? So now if you want to use like if you want to show both the tables, okay, so here you will be going to So I am keeping this as comments. Okay. So it will be going to show error for you. It will be like confusion for you. So from here, I will be going to use this comments. Okay. So now this became a comment. So now if you want to use join query, okay, you can use join query. So I will be going to select, okay. So select whatever the things you want, like EMP ID and EMP name and EMP email and all the things. Okay. So you will be going to select email. Sorry, I want to select email ID. Okay. And employee email and employee salary. Okay. So I just want to select these three things. Okay. EMP ID, EMP email and name from, okay, employee details one. Okay. So now I will be going to select this and I want to join with, we have created another EMP details. Okay. EMPD. Yeah. So if we are executing it, already we have created EMP details. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. EMP details on EMP ID. Okay. Equal to student ID. Okay. So if we are selecting this and executing it, so it will be going to show EMP name, email and salary. But here we have given the condition like EMP ID and student ID will be similar. Then only it will be going to store. So I just want to copy this. Okay. So I just want to copy this and this and I want to paste it here. Okay. So now we have only two columns here, right? Student ID and this student name in this employee details. Okay. So I am just removing this and I will be going to use, I will be going to remove these things also. Okay. Okay. So now I just want to insert student ID and student name values. This two things, 'we' 'Vinod' and 234. Okay. 'Okay. 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 if I am selecting, okay, sorry, and I am executing it. Wait a minute. Okay, this here also I need to student employee insert into student name and employees. Okay, one row is affected, and here you can see 234 and Vinod, and this student ID Vishnu is there. So if I want to join both the tables, okay, so whatever the similar objects, okay, whatever the similar objects are found in employee details table and this employee details one table, it will be going to display by using this join. So if we are giving another condition, like we have another object and we are giving another condition, it will be going to show those things. So if we are using this right, okay, if we are using this right join, okay, it will be going to show this as null because we don't have this employee ID and employee salary in the employee details, right? So we have only student ID and student name. So if you want to use this left join, okay, so it will be going to show only the whatever the left objects are there which are similar to it. So it will be going to show employee ID, name, and the salaries of that. Okay. So this part, these joins are like not required for you, just for understanding purpose I have explained you. So if you are confused about these joins also, don't worry about that. These are not required actually for you. Just for better like telling a few more things extra, I have explained for you. So these are the commands we'll be going to use: insert, select, I have shown you, right? Create, alter, drop, truncate, rename, and insert, update, delete, and this select. Only these things are will be going, these commands are will be going to use by the business analyst. Okay. So this is how we will be going to use the SQL and SSMS tool for creating the data tables and databases like that. Okay. So if you have any doubts, so whatever the notes you have created, just you can mention your doubts and I will be going to explain each and every doubt. See, by Vinod, by practicing like how to handle large data means nothing else. Here, how you wrote this command, select from tables. So there will be also a select and there will be also a guide for you. So because you are not into a development or technical background, so you will be like acting as a business analyst. Just you will be going to follow the instructions, but you need to know how to use it. Okay. That is not your job. Like manually entering data, taking time means that is not your job. That is technical team job. They will be going to enter their data, or else we are having so many tools. Okay. So there will be like that software development server team will be having. So they will be going to bring the data from the clouds, and that is a very big process that will be done by the development people only. Okay. So don't worry about that how we will be going to create means that will be going to created by them technical team. Okay. Instead of using command, I can R8 fast then that. See, Mohammad Alimun, like I did not understand your question. Sorry. Nagamallika, what will happen if the char value or var value more than we have mentioned? So it will be going, it will be not storing anything. It will be going to show an error. Okay. So if you mention like a char value as one and you have enter your name like Nagamallika, then it will be not going to like insert. It will be going to show an error. We don't have any shortcut keys. Like these are the keys. Is there an option to export from? Yeah, it is somewhat advanced level. Here itself you can export your data. Okay. So here itself you will be going to export data, or else you will be going to directly link, like we like at the initial stage I have connected with this PC, right? So in that same way, you will be having machines. Okay. So like machines means like the server name will be called as a machine name. So by using that machine names, we will be going to connect with that server, whatever the database we have. If data is more, see Alimuddin, if data is more, okay, you have like for example, you have 10 here, you have this SQL and SQL session, all these databases, right? So in each database, there will be another tables. Okay. So you need to know from where you need to retrieve the data. For example, already we know that employees table is there in this SQL 1109 database. So we will be going to type as we will be going to this SQL 1109 and we will be fetching the data from it. We will be going to retrieve the data from that employee details. If the data like in SQL session 1, okay, so that the data we have student details. Okay, so we know that student details will be going to there in this SQL session 1 only. Okay, so we will be going to this SQL session 1 and we will be going to retrieve the data. Okay, so don't worry about this. When you are entering into your organization, okay, there will be a guide that where there will be a document which is prepared by the development people where the data is. Okay, so the customer, there will be a databases like for customer details, there will be a database. Okay, and for customer order details, it will be having a database. So you need to know from where you need to retrieve, like you need to know like how to use this select and how to write the select command. So here we will be we have used this commands like where condition, like we have used where, right? Okay, so if you want to select particular thing, so you can use select from that whatever the employee, that only it will be going to retrieve. For example, here select. Okay, if we are using select from emp details 1. Okay, sorry, select emp id comma emp salary. Okay, so if you run this code, if you execute it, so it will be going to retrieve whatever the columns you have selected here. You have selected emp id and emp salary from employee details 1, right? So like this, you need to know how to write these commands. That's it. If you want to use where condition, okay, so I am using this where condition, where emp id equal to 890. Okay, if I want to use this, so it will be going to show only this emp id. If we are not using this where, then it will be going to show all the details. Okay, so this is how you will be going to use this. So like float means here itself you can see Harminder, where you can use you want you can use, but you can use this float in this marks also. Okay, so nowadays they are using this CGPA, right? 6.2, 6.5, 8.9, 9.2, like that. You can use further. Okay. Anup, retrieving is bringing the data from the table. Okay. So now I show you this example, right? So here we have these many data. Okay. These many columns are there. Here you can find out employee ID, name, employee email, salary, and date of join. So you want only employee ID and his salary. In this scenario, you will be going to retrieve only the two. So you will be going to write down that employee ID and salary from that table. If you executed, then employee ID and the salary will be going to display. Okay, this is what about retrieving the data. See, Drishti, if you are entering less than 20 also no problem. If it is more than 20 only, it is a problem. It will be not going to execute. Here itself, I have entered the char value 20, but you can find out I have entered this Vishnu. When like it is appeared, like it is inserted or it is shown any error. No, right? It will be going to take up to 20 characters. Okay. So 1 liter of bottle is there. You can fill half liter or else 250 ml or else 750 ml. Not more than 1 liter, right? So this is also in the same way. Resources means what kind of resources? Yeah, now I recorded this class. You can listen to this class in the COEPD YouTube channel. So here itself, the COEPD YouTube channel is there, right? So this channel is about COEPD. Please subscribe to this channel, and here you will be going to find out these videos. Okay. Yeah, practice means you need to practice by yourself. Okay. We can't do anything like you just create somewhat like data, like patience. If you have any patience, like you need to be patient because as a business analyst we need to interact with so many people. So you patiently you need to write all kind of data how I have created. You also do the same thing. You also retrieve the data from that. Okay, then you can, it will be going to useful for you only. Follow-up sessions means what kind of, these only will be going to explain every week. Okay, these things only, because we know like you are expecting more, but as a business analyst we need to know only this kind of things. If you want to learn more things, then you need to practice by your own. Okay, as a business analyst these things are enough for a business analyst, like how to use select and how to create data. This is enough for us. Okay, so I will be going to share this also, uh this file, whatever the file is there. So I'll be going to save. So I have shared this SQL file. You can download it. So, and whatever this SQL, this PPT which I have explained, so that also you can find it here itself in this COEPD portal. You have this documents, right? In this documents you will be going to find out this SQL in this 37th document. Okay, so you can download it. You received, right? Now you have received. Just a minute. I will be sending to all. Wait. Now you will be going to receive. Actually, like last time, I have sent to only one student. Yeah. Yeah, Pawan, now I have shared. You can see. I think all of you people understood this session. So only few people are responding for this. What about this Asus? What is this Asus? Like phone name or else is this is a person? If it is a phone name, Asus and Aishwarya, Jamal, Pawan he responded, and Dilip, Deepthi, Praveen Kumar, Kamali, Kishore, Krishna Teja, Lasya, Mitali Patel, Nagamallika is responded, Nisha, Pallavi, Pipilika Kumari, Sumit, and this Samson, Maitri, right? Maitri and Saurabh, Soumya, Sridhar, Sri Rakesh, Ramal, Vidula, Vinod. Vinod responded. What about these people? Yeah, thank you, Rakesh. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think all the people got this session, like you have understand, right? Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask. I will be going to explain. Yeah, thank you, Vidula, Dilip, Lasya, Krishna Teja. Thank you for responding. Yeah, yeah, tell Hogor. Yeah, you can. Yeah, thank you, Alim. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Installation, I have shown you, right? Here itself, you will be getting the video. So go to this YouTube channel, SQL installation, search for SQL installation, this 6 minutes video. In this, you will be going to find out how you will be going to install that SSMS. Okay. Yeah. See, Harbinder, like grant and revoke, it will be going to used in servers. Okay. So that will be like it will be going to used in a different servers, and that will be going to give the permissions from the technical team itself. Yeah, primary key and foreign key is nothing but just it is like primary key is a unique one. Okay. So wait a minute, or else here itself you will be going to find. See, Pipili Kumari, the primary key and foreign key is here. You can see the customers and order details table, right? So this is customer table. Okay. So this customer ID, it will be acts as a primary key here. Okay. And this customer ID also available here in the orders table. But here in this orders table, it will be going to act as a foreign key to show the relation between two tables. Okay. Now these two tables are related to each other by this customer ID. Okay. So who will be going to order means customer will be going to order, right? So he will be going to get the order ID and order date. So that is the reason this customers and orders table, both the tables will be going to related by using primary key and foreign key. Okay. So this is what about the primary key and foreign key. See, Harminder, like we can use these commands like in high level, advanced level, like the technical team will be going to use that, whether we can read it or not, like that. Okay. So that is the reason the BA don't have that access. So now we are using this local things only, like, so in this local, like we will be going to give, if you want to use also, so take your time and you can use it. Okay. So now if I use that, it will be going to take time and it will be going to some people will be not understanding, means it will be difficult, right? So if you want, you can use this. Okay. You can use this syntax. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any more doubts? Yeah, Nisha and these people. If you don't have doubts, we will be going to wrap up this session. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Drushti. Yeah, Iftikhar. Yeah, people. If you don't have any doubts, you can leave, and I will be going to wrap up this session. Yeah, Aishwarya and Asus, Dilip and Kamali, Soumya, Vidula. You people having any doubts, you can ask me, or else you can leave this session. Okay. Yeah, Soumya, Srivastava, Kamali, Harminder, you have any doubt? Yeah, you can leave if your doubts are cleared. And Dilip, you also, like, if you don't have, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Harminder. Thank you for attending this session. And yeah, Dilip Tiwari, Kamali, Asus, and Soumya. These people, if you have any doubts, you can ask, or else you can leave. We will be going to wrap up this session. Yeah, people, Asus, Kamali, and Soumya. If you don't have doubts, I will be going to end this session. Okay. Respond. I think so. You left. Right. Thank you for attending. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.